And welcome to episode 3 of A Personal Branding Story. Now today I'm going to be talking about building relationships, and the reason I want to talk about this particularly today is I've just come off the hashtag social ROI Twitter chat hosted by Manish Flitter and Madeline Sklar. And the reason I thought that I wanted to make this video now is because Madeline amazingly asked me to come on and be the guest on this week's Twitter chat, which is awesome because I've been following this Twitter chat for a long time. I don't often have the chance to get involved because of time zones and work and stuff, but it's amazing that someone's recognised what I've been doing in the industry and asked that I come on. And that's why I want to talk about building these relationships, because especially since launching my podcast, but since I've been interacting more on social media in terms of having conversations without a selling agenda, I've been able to go and been invited on different podcasts, different Facebook Lives, involved in private conversations, involved in masterminds, because people have just had conversation with me and thought, actually, this guy can potentially bring some knowledge and value. And that's one of the big things I learned about building a personal brand early on. It's about, one, adding personality and you're just adding your own personality into things, but also then actually adding value and not being that guy or that girl that just sells stuff and throws stuff down your throat. I've done it once in terms of actually trying to get people to get involved in the crowdfunding campaign for my book, and that I actually found quite hard. Oh, I've got a cat behind me. Hello. But these building relationships, I think, is something that is so important. And as part of you building your own personal brand and your own personal branding journey and creating your own personal branding story, it's something that you should really consider in terms of actually maybe having a strategy. I mean, this is something that I now have more of a strategy around. Not necessarily in terms of I'm only going to speak to certain people that are going to offer me value, but actually just putting myself in the place that I can actually have proper conversations with people. So getting involved in Twitter chats and strategically choosing times and places which you can have valuable and relevant conversations. Because actually, if you're just hoping that the conversations will happen in the right time and place, you'll be sorely mistaken. You actually have to sometimes think about this a little bit more. You have to strategize, you have to plan, because you can't be in all the places all the time. And that's one of the key things, is you build these relationships by actually being consistent in these networks. What's my cat doing? Hello. By being relevant, by being interesting, by being valuable. But you have to also be strategic. So I really want to share that with you about building relationships, because I think it's really important. Now, I'd love also, as always, to hear your thoughts on building relationships. Are you quite strategic about it? Is it something that you've done naturally? Is it something you even think about? Do you just have conversations? Or do you purposely go out with an intention to sell because you've actually found that's worked for you? I'm intrigued to hear, but from my perspective, I found that actually having more of a strategy now has allowed me to have more conversations and better conversations than just trying to pop up whenever I could. So that's episode 3 of A Personal Branding Story. And this week we were talking about managing relationships. I'll be back again one more time this week with another one of these videos. Goodbye.